the Festival of Apprenticeships in partnership with BT Group, showcasing opportunities to future talent.
Hi everyone, so my name's Sarah, I'm from Youth Employment UK, I'm the Senior Education and Careers Lead. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time with you today. So just to give you a little bit of background information about Youth Employment UK, we are a non-profit organisation and our main aim is to tackle youth unemployment. So we really want to make sure that young people have all the opportunities to succeed whatever they decide to do in the future. What makes us stand out, head and shoulders above the rest, is that we really see youth voice as a really, really important factor in everything that we do. So we are on the ground listening to what young people are telling us about their experiences, what are their barriers, what's working, what's not working, what's it like in education at the moment, what's it like in employment at the moment. What we are then able to do is we are able to share this feedback with employers, to explain to them what are the needs of young people. We are also able to share this information with politicians and policymakers so that we can really try and make a difference to your future. We've created a whole range of online free resources for young people to help you develop your employability skills, but also to give you a good idea of what different options there are for yourself in the future, and just a little bit of support with making those big decisions as well, as it can feel a little bit overwhelming at times for sure. So just a little bit about us then. So why developing your personal and professional skills is important. So even if you're completely unsure about what you would like to do at the moment, that is absolutely fine. I think young people can feel a lot of pressure to know exactly what they want to do, by the time they're perhaps in year 11, finishing GCSEs, when actually it's okay to not be sure. It's okay to think that you might want to do one thing and then change your mind a few months later. It's absolutely fine. It's really good to try and gain a little bit of work experience, if possible, and I'll be giving you some tips and advice around this in a moment. But just to give you a good idea of what you like, but also what you don't like, so you can get a really good feel for what you might want to do later down the line. No matter what you want to do, there are going to be some key skills that are you're going to carry along with you no matter what you decide to do. There are some professions where, of course, you're going to need qualifications. If we think of a dentist, just as an example, there are going to be specific qualifications that you're going to need to gain. However, in various roles, there are going to be 5 key skills that employers are looking for, no matter what it is that you decide to go into. A big thing that I just want to share here is that no one but you is responsible for this self-development. It's up to you how much effort you decide to put in. It's up to you how you decide to, reflect on your attitude towards work. If you have a really positive attitude towards work, that's going to make a really big difference to you down the line as well. So this kind of development is ultimately down to you. Nobody's going to do the hard work for you, but it will certainly pay off. So thinking about those 5 key skills that I was speaking about before, these are going to be 5 key personal and professional skills that employers are looking for across various sectors. So this includes communication skills. So if you think about your speaking and listening skills, your presentation skills, written and verbal, if you think about writing an email, all of those sorts of things that are going to be really important no matter what job you do. Teamwork is essential. You're going to have to be able to collaborate with others. You're going to have to be able to listen to others and really kind of understand, where they're coming from, which can be a little bit tricky at times. Problem-solving skills. No matter what job you are in, there are always going to be challenges that arise. So you have to have the skills readily available there so you know how to tackle them. Self-management. When we think about self-management, we mean your organisational skills, your time management skills, your ability to manage yourself effectively. Employers are going to be looking for this no matter what route you decide to go down. And of course, self-belief. Self-belief, your confidence in yourself that you can offer an employer. What are the skills that you can offer to an employer? Also your resilience along with that as well. So for example, if you go to an interview and you're unsuccessful and you're knocked back, Is that just going to completely, knock you back? Are you going to keep fighting? Are you going to just, dust yourself off and try again? That's what you need to do. Develop that resilience, develop that thick skin, because ultimately you will get there. And that self-belief is really, really key there too. And it will help you stand out to employers too. So just a few steps that young people can take to help support your personal development. There are 7 factors that I'm just going to very briefly talk about here. This is called the Journey to Employment Framework, and this is a really important framework that we use at Youth Employment UK to help support the resources that we create for young people. Research has suggested that these 7 factors here are really important to young people to help you with your journey to a great career. So I'm just going to briefly touch on them. If we start with personal circumstances include things like access to transport, your access to Wi-Fi. What are the circumstances like in your life that might have an impact on your career goals? Now, some of those things you might be able to have control over, some of them you might not be able to have control over. Emotional capabilities, so how well do you manage your emotions? I was speaking a moment ago about that resilience and how important resilience is. In a job there's going to be days where it's pretty tough. How well do you manage your emotions? How well do you hold yourself together? How well do you maintain your professionalism too? Attitudes, again, I mentioned very briefly before about what is your attitude like towards work? Do you see it as something that is important to you? Do you have a positive attitude towards work? Have you thought about what you might want to do in the future as well? So these are just a few things to consider here. Your employability skills, these are things like your ability to write a CV, your ability to attend an interview, your ability to know what to expect at an assessment centre, for example. So these are skills that you can gain through a lot of the resources on our website, which I will speak about in a moment. So again, these will have an impact on your employment. Qualifications, education and training. Again, this will really depend on the career or sector you want to get into. But, doing that research into, if there's a specific job that I want to do, what qualifications, if any, do I need? And again, reflecting on your kind of education and training, are you able to showcase that as well to an employer? Experience and involvement. So, do you have much work experience? If not, that's okay. Are you able to gain some maybe voluntary work experience too? It's really good to be able to gain some work experience in some capacity, so then you can showcase that to an employer and highlight even some transferable skills that you're able to gain. But also what's really good about work experience is you are able to understand whether you enjoyed it or not. So you might go there and just think, that was the worst experience I've ever had, but that's fine because I know that I really just don't want to go down that route in the future. So it'll really give you a good idea about what you like and dislike. And career management. Have you got an idea of your career goals as well? And it's okay if you don't. This might be something that would develop down the line. So if we imagine each of these factors as a bucket that's fuller or emptier, just have a little bit of a moment here to reflect on how full or empty your buckets look at the moment. This might change over time. It could be that actually in 5 years' time, there might be some buckets that are a bit emptier than they are at the moment, or that might be fuller. If I use my own personal example, I had a big career change a couple of years ago. I was a teacher for 6 years and decided it wasn't for me anymore. I want to do something different, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. But that is okay. I reflected on the skills that I'd gained as a teacher that I could transfer into another role. So it is okay to change your mind later down the line as well. I always like to stress that to young people too. So even if your buckets in some areas are a little bit empty at the moment, it's okay. There are ways to make them fuller. And this is where our resources will come in to support you. So at Youth Employment UK, we have created a platform, an online platform with loads of free online resources specifically for young people to help you develop your skills and careers and employability skills. And just really help develop your confidence with understanding what next steps you might like to take, what are the options available to you, what might you be interested in. So if I start here with our careers guides, we have a careers guides area of our website where you can explore different job sectors, different job titles, you can explore the skills that are needed to work in that particular sector, how much you could get paid, what are the routes into it, so you can really get a good idea of what's out there. This is really helpful if you're at a point where you just think, I've got no idea what I want to do in the future. I really don't have a clue at all. Or maybe, like some people I've been speaking to today, they've been telling me, I'd like to work in business, but I don't know what job I'd like to do in business. You can get a really good idea of what is out there and what you can expect from it too. We have our opportunity finder. So at Youth Employment UK, we work with just under 1,000 employers at the moment across the UK. And what we do is we support them in becoming youth friendly. That means that they want young people to come and work with them. They want to offer them training and development opportunities. And we are able to share those opportunities directly on our website. So it might be volunteering, it might be apprenticeships, it might be work experience, it might be job vacancies. Whatever it is, they are able to advertise those regularly through our website. So you can have a little look, see if there's any opportunities that you would be interested in as well. We have virtual work experience packages on our website as well. So we have worked with different employers. We've built on these since this screenshot was taken. We've worked with different employers to build work experience packages to give you an idea of what it's like in the world of work. So they are sort of short 2 to 3 minute videos where you get a good idea of what it's like working in different departments of a specific company. And again, it gives you a good idea of what might interest you, but also what might not interest you as well. So certainly worth checking out. And we also have our young professional courses as well. So we have our online skills and careers courses that you can access. You can work through each module, and it will help develop your confidence, and it will help you understand what steps you might like to take for the future. It will also give you tips like CV writing, attending an interview, writing a job application as well. So we have 4 in total that you can explore. We are at the Festival of Apprenticeships today, and if you are interested or thinking about an apprenticeship for the future, we do have an Explore Apprenticeships course specifically to give you an idea of what to expect in an apprenticeship. What are they about? Also support with applying for one as well. So really worth checking these out. These are really good upskilling programs that you can of course use on your CV as well to show an employer that you have been upskilling yourself in this meantime. So again, a little bit more information about our Young Professional programme. We do have 4 in total. They are interactive, so they're online, but they are interactive, and there's lots of reflection activities that you can do, so you can really understand what your strengths are, what your skills are, what you're good at, but also perhaps maybe there are some weaknesses or areas that you can improve on, and we will share information with you about how you can build on those areas too. So just a little bit of information before I go as well. Check out our social media because we do have lots of resources that we are regularly updating. We have lots of online events like webinars that are open to young people to join. For example, on Thursday, in fact, we have a Summer Next Steps webinar happening where I will be speaking with a few different sort of professionals just to help support young people in understanding what opportunities are available to them during the summer. We also have a Results Day webinar happening on the 9th of August, where again I will be speaking to various professionals, various guest speakers about what you can expect on Results Day, how to alleviate some of those nerves, but also what to do if your results aren't as expected too. So definitely worth checking out. And we also have our Youth Ambassador programme. So I spoke before about how work experience is really great. It really helps highlight your skills to an employer. We have our Youth Ambassador programme, so you can come and volunteer with us and get involved with some of the events that we do. Right at the beginning when I started, I talked about how youth voice is key to everything that we do, and our Youth Ambassador programme is a huge part of that. So as I said, we want to hear about what is happening for young people, so then we can share this information with employers and we can share it with policymakers and politicians to try and make a real difference for young people. So by joining our Youth Ambassador programme, you can get involved by sharing your youth voice insight. You can tell us about what's happening for you, and you can also take part in lots of events. So we have things like ongoing projects you can get involved in. We have in-person events, so like today and tomorrow we have some of our youth ambassadors attending events at Parliament where they will be speaking in public about their experiences. Sometimes we get press inquiries where they'd like to speak with young people about what's going on for them as well. So there's a whole range of things you can get involved in. So if you are interested in gaining some experience and this is something you're passionate about, you can apply straight through our website there too. Lovely. I've been Sarah from Youth Employment UK. Thank you for listening. And if you do have any questions at all, our stall is right at the front as you come in. It's just on the right-hand side. There's myself and my colleague Sandra, and we can answer any questions that you have. But thank you for listening.
The Festival of Apprenticeships in partnership with BT Group, showcasing opportunities to future talent.